Hi, it's Sally-Shakti, your visionary writing guide, and welcome to Tarot and Astrology for Visionary Writers from Monday, the 29th of May to Sunday, the 4th of June, 2023. What a week. And let's start with my apologies to those of you who've been waiting for this video since Monday. It's now Wednesday, the 31st of May. And yeah, I want to apologize to those of you who've been waiting. I know I do have regular viewers who look forward to this every week. So yeah, my apologies with you. Let me tell you a little bit about my week so far. Well, beginning last week, really, from Thursday until Monday, I was away facilitating and holding space at the Desire and Intimacy Festival or gathering at a place called Osholila in the southwest of England, which is a community very close to my heart. I have lived there and met my partner there, very much part of the community and part of the family there at Osholila. We both are. And this gathering was co-hosted by Jem Ayres and Madeline Monroe. It was a gathering of people under the age of 40, and specifically because gatherings of this kind in the past at that place have attracted mainly older participants who've been on this journey together for many decades. The intention was to open up that space for a new generation of participants, and with greater adaptability around inclusion and diversity. And among the team of core facilitators, I was one of the key space holders for that event. I've held space in events and supported people through very deep dive transformative processes over a period of many days in the past, often at Osholila. And it always affects me profoundly to be in that privileged position of being a space holder for people's deeply transformative and healing processes. And this Desire and Intimacy gathering was no exception. It brought home to me how deeply I feel that privilege, how deeply I feel that incredible blessing to be part of people's transformation at that level. And this was a group of about 80 adults who we were facilitating and supporting through their beautiful, beautiful, vulnerable, sensitive, tender, intimate journey of awakening to themselves. And it was a profound privilege for me to be part of the team who were co-hosting and co-creating that container. So on Monday morning itself, being the last day of the gathering, I realized that I didn't have the space to create this video. We were all needed. We were all participating in that closing ceremony. And truly, I wouldn't have missed that for the world. It was so profoundly beautiful. The gratitudes and the connections that were exchanged in that closing ceremony. And then, of course, the integration day, the re-entry into the ordinary world day, the returning back to the previous life patterns day, which was Tuesday. the day when anything that previously felt as somewhat misaligned becomes fully illuminated as feeling extremely misaligned and uncomfortable and needing to change. And just needing to be in that tender and vulnerable space of being by myself and tending to my own needs and my own process was very, very strong for me yesterday. I had incredibly deep and complex dreams that I remembered as I was waking and journaled with as I was waking this morning. So I recognize the gift that I also have been on that very transformative and empowering and profoundly deep and healing and changing journey. And the last thing I think I want to say about that is that if I had forgotten, I certainly have been reminded just how powerful that process is to be with a group of people in person, gathered, connected, and co-creating a container, a cauldron for that alchemical transformation is supremely profound and a great, great blessing and privilege in these times, and something that I am very much desiring to make more of in my life, particularly through these summer months in the Northern Hemisphere. This is a time when I feel more outward facing and needing to connect and co-create. I want to also acknowledge that the collaboration of that event adds such power. When we come together and we collaborate and we co-create and we can hold space for more people and we can take them on a deeper dive together, that is profound and something that's really coming quite strongly to my awareness this week and since being in that container on Thursday. So yeah, a little bit about my journey this week, which I hope might also feel like medicine as you hear it too, and may resonate or reflect on perhaps some things or energies that you might have been experiencing or that you would like to experience too. So this week's astrology, I want to focus on two aspects for visionary writers in particular. 31st, today, Wednesday, 31st of May, we have Mercury passing back through 15 degrees of Taurus, which is the degree that it went retrograde. So we have Mercury passing out of its shadow phase today, and then as of tomorrow, we're still in this energy of Mercury direct, but it's going to be a faster moving Mercury direct as it's out of its shadow and moving forward into new territory. Now, sticking with that old territory for a moment, those degrees, 5 to 15 degrees of Taurus, which was the Mercury direct pathway, sorry, the Mercury retrograde pathway, those degrees of Taurus are being activated and reactivated throughout this year. So we had Mercury, first of all, pass through 5 to 15 degrees of Taurus whilst it was direct. Then we have Mercury go back from 15 to 5 degrees of Taurus, retrograde. Now, third time, Mercury comes through again, 5 to 15 degrees of Taurus, direct, and then moves on into new territory. Let's remember as well that 15 degrees of Taurus is the exact degree point of Beltane. So we have this strong energy that's already been activated 3 times by Mercury and by the Sun in moving across that astrological point of Beltane earlier in May. Later this year, we'll have Jupiter come through those exact same degrees in Taurus. We now have Jupiter in Taurus, Jupiter expanding the abundance of this beautiful sensory, physical, embodied life experience that we're living which is so important for visionary writers to be in touch with our embodied selves and the physicality of writing as a practice. Jupiter comes through. I gave you the dates in a previous video, but I think it's around August. Jupiter comes through 5 to 15 degrees of Taurus. I want to check those dates for you, but it's going to be later. 5 to 15 degrees of Taurus. Jupiter comes through. Jupiter goes back 15 to 5 degrees later this year, and then he's going to come back through direct 5 to 15 degrees again. I gave you the dates in, I think, the last video, and I don't have them to mind right now or right in front of me. But those degree points, is that 15 degree point of Taurus, will be reactivated again 3 times by Jupiter. Expansion and abundance, illumination later this year. So what are you becoming aware of? What is becoming clear to you as Mercury moves through here? Mercury, the energy of the mind, the energy of communication, the energy of expression. What is becoming clear to you now that you are ready to receive greater abundance in as we move forward through the second part of this year when Jupiter comes across those same degree points? If you take a look at your own natal astrology chart and you find where you have 5 to 15 degrees of Taurus and what house that is in, you'll also perhaps have a clearer sense of what area of your life this energy is showing up most strongly for you. Mercury, I've spoken about in previous videos, and with the Gemini energy that we're in, is for me the DNA activation, the Kundalini activation, the chakra activation. It's activating those chakra points, those energy points, our DNA, our cellular capacity to hold light is being supercharged and super activated throughout Gemini season. And now that we have Mercury coming out of its shadow into direct motion, we have really an acceleration of that capacity, of our capacity to receive greater downloads, receive higher frequency downloads through our own physical and energetic bodies, through our own system. So at the end of today's video, instead of doing a reading, I'd like to share with you a practice for supporting us with that process, because as visionary writers, we can call upon more and more the energies that are opening up to us, the new light codes, the new light frequencies, the new light languages that are becoming more available to us, that we can receive through our own physical and energetic bodies, and then transmute through our own alchemical process, and birth that into the world, into physical form through our own creative process. So this Gemini season and this Mercury now coming out of its shadow is a powerful and potent time to support us to open and strengthen and nourish and relax our physical and nervous and energetic bodies and our light bodies, so that we can call in and hold more light that's coming through for us, with which we can participate in the co-creation of what we are bringing through to this earth at this time through our visionary and creative practice. Now, coming in on Sunday, which I feel is also going to strongly illuminate this possibility for us, is Sagittarius full moon on Sunday. Now, remember that the moon phases have switched. So we now have the Sagittarius full moon coming in before the Gemini new moon. So Sagittarius is going to come in and illuminate for us where we are open to expansion, where we are open to receiving more from the cosmic light source that we are more and more connected with, more and more open to receiving from. I listened to another astrologer saying that this Sagittarius full moon at 13 degrees of Sagittarius is also, I think, conjunct with an astrological point called the Great Attractor, which is a super cluster that actually is like a magnet that draws in galaxies and universes. So we've got this super attractor, and we've got this magnetic energy energizing the potency of this full moon in Sagittarius, which is helping us to explore our own wisdom, our own quest for spiritual knowledge and truth, our own illumination as Mercury and Gemini illuminate those channels for us to receive greater guidance. And Sagittarius moves us in the direction of Gemini is going to support us to receive greater guidance. Mercury is going to light up our channels and enable us to have the capacity to receive greater and faster downloads of higher frequency light codes. Sagittarius is supporting us to open to that abundance and also to share that wisdom with others. We've got the Gemini Sagittarius polarity. Gemini is about that communication on a personal level. Sagittarius is about communication at a wider global level. So Sagittarius wants us to get out, travel, explore, share our wisdom with others, create. So this is a super potent time and energy for visionary writers and creatives to support our systems to receive more of the cosmic light that we are capable of holding, and then to illuminate how we want to transmute that through our own physical bodies and transform that into our own creative practice so that we can reach more people and expand our capacity to communicate with others and share that knowledge and that wisdom that we are the conductors for. It's very much Mercury energy, that caduceus, the conductor of spirit. So those are the energies that I really want to highlight in this week's astrology. That's super powerful and particularly potent for visionary writers and creatives. So our tarot deck this week that wanted to support is the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann, which I felt was quite resonant, since that's what we're working with, opening up to more light, to seeing and receiving more light from the cosmos so that we can share that greater light with others on our path and on theirs. And the card we have is Seven of Cups reversed. Seven of Cups reversed. So, well, I'm showing you the right way up. It actually came out this way. Seven of Cups reversed. Okay, so Seven of Cups is, the sevens are very much that internal process. Sevens guide us within, guide us to our interior processes and to our own, tending our own inner needs, and giving time to what is not quite yet ready to emerge. Seven of Cups is specifically about, I would say, two things. It's about tending to our inner emotional needs and our emotional frequencies, our emotional bodies, taking time to go within. And it's about not making too much of a fast decision. It's about giving ourselves time for the next steps to emerge rather than making quick decisions. However, Seven of Cups has come through for us reversed, which means for me, I would say that we're coming out of a Seven of Cups situation. Especially, I feel that this energy is supporting us through Mercury coming out of its shadow. If you've been feeling these last few days, weeks, or months that you feel ready to move forward in some ways, but that momentum isn't quite with you, or that the next steps aren't quite forming and haven't quite been clear to you, as Mercury comes out of its shadow and goes into new territory, moves forward with that new momentum of clarity, as the full moon illuminates our vision for creativity, Seven of Cups reversed is supporting us also to come out of that period of internal processing where our next steps haven't quite yet been clear and we've been waiting for the answers to be revealed. Seven of Cups reversed suggests to me that as these energies begin to pick up momentum and move forward, new clarity will arise for us and the next new steps to take will become clearer, and we'll be able to begin to take those steps in tangible ways, especially as Mercury is still going to be traveling through the sign of Taurus. So it's going to be about those very practical and simple practical actions that we can take to move ourselves forward to the next steps and the next places that we are ready to be moving to. Okay. I think that's what I want to say about that. So I'd like to finish today's video with a practice to support us as we move through these new energies in the second half of this week, with Mercury moving quickly. So from 1st of June onwards, Mercury moves quickly through. Now it begins to move now out of its shadow period, out of its shadow phase, moving direct into new territory, still in the sign of Taurus, helping us to take those practical next steps. We have the full moon in Sagittarius, not only illuminating our vision, but also expanding our potential to reach others, to connect with others through this universal wisdom that we are opening to receive. And so with Mercury as it is, with the Gemini, Sun in Gemini, and now with the full moon coming up in Sagittarius, this feels like a potent time for me to offer a breathing practice that I have been practicing a lot through Gemini season to really support the opening up of those cosmic channels to help me to receive and hold more of that cosmic light that's coming through, to open up to higher light code frequencies that are now becoming available with this Mercury energy of the caduceus, which is all being illuminated for us very powerfully, very potently in the second half of this week. So I would like you to, for this practice, I'd like you to visualize that caduceus, or the twin serpents of the Kundalini energy moving all the way up your spine. So we have, lots of people have different modalities that we draw on for this, and you might have different ways of seeing this. You might have different ideas about where your chakra points are, or you might not feel resonant with chakras at all. But the invitation in this practice is to, as I guide you through it, have a sense of awareness of those twin energy streams that illuminate your spine from root to crown, and that is what we're going to be switching on and expanding our capacity to receive and to hold the cosmic light that is now available to us. And as we do this practice, it also activates our DNA and our cellular structure. It activates every part of our physical and energetic reality to support us through this profound illumination and transformation that we are moving through this week. I want to invite you to find yourself in a comfortable position, preferably sitting with your feet flat on the floor, but you can be lying down or in a position that feels comfortable and supported for you. Beginning to allow and to notice the deepening of the breath as your breathing slows down and lengthens. Coming into more of a settled space, physically, energetically. Noticing where you are experiencing stillness in your body. Noticing where you are feeling support from the earth beneath you. Letting some sound out on the exhale to deepen into the relaxation. And then sending your roots down, down, down into the belly of the earth. Right down into the center of the earth, where the new world is being birthed as molten lava every moment. New creation is forming. And with your next in-breath, you begin to draw up that energy of new life, new creation, the creative fire, the kundalini of our earth energy. Drawing it up through your roots, all the way up through your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, and into the base of your spine. Taking a few breaths to connect with this energy, this creative fire, drawing it up from the center of the earth through your roots, all the way into the base of your spine. With your inhale, you're drawing that energy up. And with your next exhale, you're imagining that your cauldron is expanding. So the cauldron of light, where you're drawing this energy up into, becomes a container that every time you draw it up, it is full. And every time you breathe out, you expand the capacity of that container whilst it remains full. So filling your cauldron with light on the inhale, expanding your cauldron on the exhale. This is your creative cauldron. This is the place, the energetic space around your pelvis where your creative transformation, your creative alchemy happens. So we draw that energy up from the earth and we expand our capacity with the exhale. This is supporting us to feel held and safe and secure in our nervous system as we begin to expand our capacity to call in and hold more cosmic light. So if we imagine our cauldron to be our container or our capacity for holding energy, for holding kundalini, for holding creative life force, for holding cosmic light. Every inhale, we fill that cauldron, and every exhale, our cauldron gets a little bit bigger. Staying at a capacity that does feel safe, secure, and sustainable for you. Overloading our nervous system at this stage won't support us to hold that light. So stay within your own regulated capacity. Even as you add a little bit more to what you can hold with every out breath. And if you reach a point where you feel that that's your capacity, stay there and keep breathing with that capacity that you have. Keep breathing light into your cauldron. And if you're feeling secure in your cauldron, that is strong and stable for you, that you have expanded your capacity to receive and hold more light, notice the lifting, the gentle opening through your spine, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your face, the crown of your head, softening in your belly. And notice that there is more cosmic light available to you that is naturally and organically pouring into you without effort, because your cauldron has expanded and because we are being magnetized by this full moon in Sagittarius. So without extra effort, you may notice yourself opening and receiving more cosmic light. And you may notice yourself feeling that you can hold and retain more of that cosmic light within your own body because you've strengthened your cauldron. So breathing with these sensations for a few moments. Staying rooted into the earth even as you open to more cosmic light through your crown. And as you inhale, notice that your cauldron is filling with light from all directions, above and below. Creative cauldron is filling with light. And as you exhale, notice that that light is forming itself into two serpentine channels that flow up your spine from the base of your pelvis to the crown of your head, two rivers of light crossing over 7 times all the way up your spine. Those two streams of light originating at your root, moving out, crossing at your sacral chakra, moving out, crossing at your solar plexus and moving out, crossing at your heart center and moving out, crossing at your throat chakra and moving out, crossing at your third eye center and moving out, this time to form a chalice, an open chalice at the crown of your head for the light to come in. This visualization supports not only our chakra system, that inner caduceus, our connection to Mercury, Gemini, our ability to receive and retain cosmic light. It also activates our cellular structure and our DNA, increasing our capacity at all levels to hold and communicate and be a channel for cosmic light. as the visionary writers and creatives that we are. Staying with this breath a few more moments. Beautiful. Now bringing your awareness back to the cauldron at the base of your spine. Feeling your cauldron strong and secure. Perhaps your cauldron is made of cast iron. No energy leaks here. This is your life force energy. This is your creative life force for you to use as you so choose and as you so desire, and as you have been called here to do. Our life force energy is very precious. So we strengthen our cauldron. We secure it at the root. And from now on, we become more intentional about how we use that life force energy that we are blessed with and that we are given. Sagittarius full moon leading us in the direction of our soul's highest vision. Taking your awareness down to your feet. Closing off your energy centers with a protective bubble, like an egg, all the way around yourself. When you feel ready, bringing a little gentle movement into your body, maybe some touch to your physical body, becoming aware of your physical edges, becoming aware of yourself in this space. Taking some deeper breaths, perhaps rubbing the palms together, placing your heated palms over your eyes, and then gently allowing your eyes to open behind your cupped palms. And when you feel ready, gently taking the palms away and coming back into the space. So thank you for being here on this beautiful journey with me. Thank you for allowing me to guide you into this meditation and visualization. This is one that you can come back to anytime, and is particularly strong and potent during the second half of this week as we move through towards the Sagittarius full moon, with that energy of Gemini and that energy of Mercury in full support of our capacity to open and receive more light and to share that with others through our visionary writing and creative practice. Sending you so much love, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Monday. Lots of love.